Empesa mrena be komo fanche me. Akasima be yedio no enum. Na no me nsabo. Entertainment review ya tena se na bna. Adria. Hey, Sara, Sara, da da. Pa 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 para. Hey. Lidodo and Cantata. And you ready and commodio. Anthony Entertainment and come on. And you transfer celebrate Kwesi Abuaje. Awo Abuaje wana na Abuaje ni. Maba yeah sa what's the uncle Papa, ta? Mesdames, c'est Antisabu Akasma Bay du Nuba Coupet, Natchez and Omi and Sabo, Mamma Quaba, Entertainment Review, you may do so, and was so good. I have Benada Quisiawa Jimatras, Minimiano. Oh, you do the out to your mammy happy. Uncle, we Sabrenona, Titibre Munusana, no more uncle. You do the Adasi, we see Casa, Niakano, Yabetuas, who I see. Why? yeah, Mamma Mama Crab, you na young fire and common fancy we and that yet. Quack said, and common, Nina Begina Saloto Drew so. Councillor Saloto Drew. I said, Navy and common Nina Gina so. Nkomono ene wie de ni nyina gina Charlotte Drew so me ya sure say ubuza say ada na gina Charlotte Drew so nkomono ene wie eno de no kre
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News, entertainment on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station. Digital and on your smartphone. The radio is hot.
What on the jump on the other fucking
Entertainment review.
and then it's over to some
Entertainment.
I've been another
Entertainment review.
Pressing in the bum for to not see you.
Entertainment. Entertainment review.
Ghana, I'm on the fans, I'm on the fans, I'm on the fans.
yeah, so I can't remember do me and san na no me and san bo na media too many that I for say ene yan komodie e wo entertainment review no so no ni nyina gina ye Reverend Charlotte Drew eso en komono efa no ho ye beje bre na asemi aba beto dwe ye di ho komo yie ya chechi mu na wetimi ate ase ne ebetimi aye na bia wetimi ate ensem no ase no ye ni nyina kama na wetimi ate ase ni nyina ne se enra adwade ena krata bi beto dwa krata no fi Solomon Drew Ministries benim se mu dodo no wo ho no a mu hu sa krata yi dada wakenkan emunsem ebi nso tie sa abre ya omu enkenkan wo mu hu kratai enkomo ikra ye enkomo foforo bi ade amom nya abotre munya abotre na ye ni nkomo so medikan akenkan kratai emunsem etiefo ade amamu mo puto mi wia babo modian nya adaje achechi mu ade amamu. So this was from Solomon Drew Ministries. Official announcement on the dissolution of marriage between Apostle Solomon Drew and Reverend Charlotte Drew. It is with a deep sense of responsibility and solemn reflection that Apostle Solomon Drew officially announces the dissolution of his marriage to Reverend Charlotte Drew. This decision has been reached after much prayer, discussion, and careful consideration. The couple has been separated for the past 3 years, and after further reflection and guidance, they officially dissolved their marriage traditionally last year. Despite multiple efforts at settlement, irreconcilable differences have necessitated this move. As a man of God, a public figure, and a role model to many, Apostle Solomon Drew considers it his duty to officially communicate this development to the public to prevent misinformation, speculation, or undue controversy. He humbly requests that this sensitive transition be met with understanding. At this juncture, Apostle Solomon Drew earnestly calls upon his loved ones, well-wishers, and the body of Christ to uphold both himself and Reverend Charlotte Drew in prayers. He remains steadfast in his commitment to his divine calling, the propagation of the gospel of Jesus Christ, and seeks the grace and support of all as he and his former wife navigate navigate this transition. Apostle Solomon Drew deeply appreciates the continued goodwill, love, and prayers of all who have stood by him in his journey of faith. May the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, guide all hearts and minds during this season of transition. Thank you, issued by Office of Apostle Solomon Drew. Therefore, krata ni munsem no. Brofo kama. Na se mi chechire mu na mabo asemi tofa. Krata yi pese amansan nyina hu se sisia no. Eye owura na asofo ye frɛ no Apostle Solomon Drew. Enkane no etiefo munim se ne yere ne Reverend Charlotte Drew. Kasa radio so, TV so, any various functions as a counselor. Mumudu do na munim se efa eba no awade hu efutuo ne ekeka ho dia odi ma akotene pa. Enti ni kun dada ana ni kun asisia woni ni hobium na wode kratai enura wode ba betu dwa ani opa kira ne se opese amansan nyina hu se sisia no enya ade a woni Reverend Charlotte Drew wo mo honum sen se awadefo enti wo magyae awade. In fact wo mu entem kura tete be ye mfie be miensa kura ni enti na chese obema ti baby oba nso eti baby na chese wo mu ntefa ko se wo yire ni okunu na afie atwa mu na wo mu ekoye amamere kwan so wo mu gya awade enti ye kasa die opese na dofo asodemba Ghana-fo amansan nyina hu se wo mu ni ho se awadefo biom enti wode tu ye nyina ye nim nti sisia no se bia hu Reverend Charlotte Drew oduro no patcho ye odi ana ono ani din ye enti wopese nyina hu se sisia no Reverend Charlotte Drew enye ne yeri biom wo megyae awade enti uhunu na me address no te se bia Mrs. wanya Mrs. biom so be Mrs. a chese wakwa ware foforo ni kun no de asemi dia ba abetu yenim Apostle Solomon Drew wasi o megyae awade Obama manie Ghana-fo opesi nyina hu se sisia wo mu ni hobio yate enu na ba be nkomodie bebre kratai beto dwei amanfo kasafa ho tese enkomo no dosu bebre anya asem ketwa obia kebi ebi nso so mo nti ase kura se wo mo kwa wade no wo me boy amane wo mu gyae anse se wo me boy amane adentia denti no mo boy amane te so boy amane so mo kwa wade wo boy amane ana or they didn't do that anyway eba ni akwenim.
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News, entertainment on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over.
Mudio maware se macho kata brene. No na ya na omudio maware se macho kata brene. Ye no mbaze yenye omudai.
Port Ruby.
Mati Otrobi. Ti waja we ja. O shada ya onkrata na amadofo na ntimuti ese meja no memhuru de pese o kire.
Dem
so say on pese kwaku beka maami ba betufu afa wale kwaku ba betena be say maami mi de jana kwa so kure ja enti o ka kire kwaku se sarete
entwamu da sene maami ne beba yenka
obabia ye beka
so du ja we ira mokufia kwa de ese moye mokoware agyan de ese ohun ni say enipa da sani bia ni wiase a obetimi de sabio obi ebony and we so be so de ne ko heaven okay ye wu ni unyankopon no entem okay fine so wo ware an wo wie no de beto an ye nyina ebobo hu na wo fa majority ni say majority se menware nti ya ko ware ye ne nka ba bia wo be chechera bo no e wo na be sane no but wo ware no ye wedding wo ye obi bia wo wie ofie de me twa bremo na mo hu se bia man hyeda mo hu se medwene ho na mo hu se emfa hwe
no correct so emfa hwe mbampa enkanse so mbebo ya mani ana krata ya ni kunu dia be enkanse so de krata yi ba ebi so omo nti asese omo de krata ba ba tuja ebi nso se asemi ba ye sani ayesi atwe salotoduro aboso no too much ana amanfo bi kire o ma adwen se hwe na salotoduro muni ma de a waye Ghana hanum sei uni mamanfo a watimi ama wo mo chesenka wo mo kwa akosho mo ho akonfo because e bi o wo mo nwade ye eni nsema waka fa eye marriage ho nene ni awaka ni nyina sa na ono akora ne de enkoyi a mo nka enti omu nya mo no mo nkasa enti ombeka I don't know what you also make of it. We studio no am say Kojokin atnase till you kue ni pa atnase sanso na MCI bo a wo mo ka me ho hanum sin aye ba be di eye enkomo asemi aba be todwe menim se mo etieti bebre ebi kura se Charlotte Drew no sha se kura se o kan bia na wade mu nsem se bia niam nkoye nya nne ni kuna kura nso akasa about eye awade niam na ekom enti in fact omumienu kura nso atnase aye interviews ni ekaka ho a o maka o ma wade mu nsem enti eneno ni aba betodwe ya na ye ho te se ade we ya ade fufuro bi a ye nte ye hu bi da no ya ade a omu kan ho asem enye ne o maka o masem ba o ma wade mu nsem se ni anya si koi enti krata e betodwe ya ma se ade ya ade fufuro bi a monte dai o monte ase. So there are various angles to this issue and in your account I be di aya nkomo afa ho but me ba
This dial is hot. Stay tuned.
Best radio.
News, entertainment on your number one station.
It's the weekend. Let the good vibes take over. Only on your favorite station.
With your favorite station. Digital.
Okay. All right. So my main comment so na many cancel Lutrot in nkomo. Me sure say mo mododo na mo pese mo beti cancellor enka e wo yes sa se mi aba betoje. Cancel tell me come akwa baba entertainment reviews here we. Boko na so so enkomo em say me afa no be emu miensa ye be chema bia in three different phases. But before you be call be a phase one na me busao no ho asem no. Let me ask you this initial comment be me nju initial comment or thought on this particular one say penya wonim nia wo industry mu wate Charlotte Drew ni krata be to dwe any ne cause where you one is it a new thing and anya de bia your senator
for in Russia for Facebook and the initial thing is because everyone the first thing is one asking then
said news no the news because been more this is the first time maybe omote so ki awadijaye aba
awadijaye our idea is by you. So we have to just be careful in our comments. Our idea is by. That's not divorce. Our idea is by. Our idea is by. That's why my initial said the letter that is purported to be coming from Solomon Drew's ministry must really be clarified. Say, who they are who and then it's signed by Solomon Drew. Is it a consent letter after a divorce? Because they married under ordinance. So if we don't take care, we'll be discussing something and then somebody might be making a fool out of us. Very, very careful. Could be an AI letter. I mean, somebody just want to fool us.
And Pacho, nyabutre kakra o hanum say na boa me wo ha because ebi say o mawade na efia wade entimi fan say be a customary marriage. Enya ordinance be omko but we say ordinance cheche ho no maybe ya nim ya kan sa no cheche.
Reverend Dr. Charlotte Soul Ojo Awaye is gazetted.
Okay.
She's a Mrs. Ojo.
Okay.
So just ya wade.
Okay. All right.
Except you put and the share say you nya kwan uma me kwa e be chengo for no say. Gala mrano aye tintim awade so no. Awade ade nsama ye gitumu. Ya tumura bebre en kan kan sofo ko e sorry dem a oba be ware ani bisa say na be man ye say for bisa say so you feel na wire na the law says it's not needed. Another civil action. The people know wire on within the 90 days have register which we call.
Okay.
Look at the fear one the other is not cause the guy the neutral they worry with you ma stop you answer you number 4 and a bear man so mamre kwanso wa wale ba no uni who finds a within some ko akone dia ni se the jam ba e bu so na den sako e dia traffic e bon sanity so premium sa e hwegu from enundi e hia pae e bi gu awade e ti so be kuma ba no den sa
okay, so me pese nkomo no dos unti facha me pese bia enema no betwa kwa too much na mimrem na o kan about say yes awadi jade bia mba because on awadi is gazetted it's ordinance emrem and emra kwan so na say o mo fa no mu ja awadi no so kakra bia nhwehwemu a yenya yenim ne say yes awadi no wo mo wakota awadi jai as umejani de yenim but omuda so wakota for divorce I am say en kan enwie minim say bia say hono so say bia unim e was akwan no so a
no say they okay na ehwehwemu why as a journalist tampa say Reverend Dr. Charlotte Ojo ni Apostle Ojo court omoji awadi under the civil law there na say letter na alleged letter na circulating which has generated this conversation. Then you're doing the kind of you're within the power. I don't know what
because near him say Bermano and just as Watro Kraten say traditionally marriage, last year a few trim num gunu. Near him say yes bra wade and Sunday call a year Charlotte drew a bush in few could do honum say so baby Jawa dear no. Na case in Cordia court to that anti bush for say na dey say the case in court now in say the baby gina en fanya den.
Well, look at say and somewhere the court after a member court award no it is needless. It's not needed. You don't need to do that. You can I can divorce my wife today without the family people. Just that time the judge will like to delay for us to see if through counseling and family well in some procedures. But who did a coffee now a court hour they are useless, aimless. Nobody needs those games to. Nobody can use those games to annul any marriage.
Okay, so mean so. Yeah, can say nyabotre mean so. So ni American say e be ma den sako e bia obai fie na e bia busuafo say sa de wo gina court nti nsen how dey be and what throw krata enu say afie twemu na eye traditional marriage no womu dissolve ye wo say sa bibi sakra hu hia once is gazetted it is an ordinance marriage no hu hia bibi sa say wo de nsa bia soki medical akon busuafo
but in the process of mediation the marriage regulations through separation if you are in civil marriage mediation it be a process no the family could decide to sit and resolve conflict and for the Asemako court. Judges at times do that because divorce process, woman just let me advise so for counseling. Let's have family be and see. Those processes can be requested by the court to make sure say Mama talk one thing through before you asking for this divorce. But under the law of the marriage and some in good sawadi and in India nipa enli na wa court awale not in sakwa business say mja that makes sense.
Okay.
You must say only na wa ye ba wo ya from so and number 2 enye gina so aye bi ja awade and I make us a mamre kwanso so enye be man na o ti awade na se de say or the Sabeko or Beshi, and now a more board here, what you say, or the Sabeko Beshi, a no mere Sauber fan, Sadia was she, and Jobu.
Okay. Okay. So, me pese yanshe krata na ankasa. And if you read the very first paragraph of a krata na efi Solomon Odro Ministries, and I'm sure I can confidently say to Métier for say, even though it was issued by Solomon Odro Ministries, per nia mehu, I can say it is Reverend Odro and on one issue SARS State because on one personal social media account is being shared over there, and you can Instagram ni Facebook. Particularly Amashena, he has shared it there, which means that he's endorsed it. Bibi awokraten will be on one kasa fuaso because sen konfuaso I'm not sure say on one personal account maybe and come share this multiple and it's been shared multiple times. What I'm saying. So yemfa non tunchen, but okay, first paragraph now. It is with a deep sense of responsibility and solemn reflection that Apostle Solomon Odro officially announces the dissolution of his marriage to Reverend Charlotte Odro. This decision has been reached after much prayer, discussion, and careful consideration. Now, to the second paragraph, the couple has been separated for the past 3 years, and after further reflection and guidance, they officially dissolved their marriage traditionally last year. Despite multiple efforts at settlement, irreconcilable differences have necessitated this move. So, okay, so just reading just the second paragraph, because we say there's no dissolution.
The time, let us now say the Biaco posted on Apostle Odro page, which they say let any feeling on. The letter anything what the other say we're going to win massive in the first place. And with no disrespect to the oil and his position as a minister of God, but he needs to seek for guidance to write such letters. Number 2, the letter anything now also letter announces say on the Jaya signed by the office and to entrust him. It's an insult to his level and where he is. So I still don't want to believe the letter is I want to believe a mistake and I go play the page. That's one of the things, because honestly speaking, Solomon Odro Ministries and the one league have you it is Solomon Odro Ministries cannot address the public through a press release. I mean, it's a dishonor to the ministry's activities and the pulpit, and we have to learn the ethics. You cannot mingle the Church of God with your personal private lifestyle like this. So that letter, I thought the bank says, was a person we are discussing. I don't think he could go through such a loose presentation of this nature. So let me read the media, the damage grants the immunity. But also what justifies on the page. So I still don't believe because he has the balls to write such a letter. He should sign by himself, not the office. He should sign. I, Solomon Odro, announces that I have divorced my wife, formerly known as Dr. Charlotte Odro. So former. Then we know that the name is wrong. But this is a coward way of trying to come and then take public sympathy. So I believe that this letter is coming from him. If it's coming from him, then whoever gathered to assist him to write the letter, they are all cowards. And they don't have serious intellectual maturity. They are daft. That's what I'm saying. They don't know what time is it. But let me go down to where you ask the question. Now, the letter says they are traditionally dissolved. This is also a childish way of writing. Childish way of writing that was staged with congregational numbers. That you 3 years ago, separation is part of resulting conflict in marriage. The act of separation, when marriage is even contracted in Ghana and it's not up to 2 years, the law allows you to separate, especially when there's an act of violence or coercion where we can live together. So if I'm passing we hear 12 years now, 12 years, I say, as you get me here, I'm running my own point. Now, so what's in the shame and Salah am to move out to go out there? Who could Sako? I'll bet you all that. I can get you. I could stop this child foolishness there. People are learning. These things. What where is this coming from? Stop this fooling. Now, what could she and in Sako? Who are there? The member who are there and then Sako and NCC and Majamari. Come on, I just serious in life. This thing is slow. It is a way you're not for class actually. Get that what? This is consultation with your wife. And woman you are still married to. That according to right, investigation shows that you are even in court. If there's anything to write to him about, then you jump and come and write a letter that the marriage is actually. Yeah, it is wrong.
Then, well, so another information crowd said, Bearman on the file for divorce.
Perfect. And the woman will respond. It is also fed up, she will respond. And once you know the procedure, once you responded, they will call. So the marriage is not dissolved. For people to receive what we call their divorce certificate, and then they look at the money and see a study. And you know, and for the few years I've been through divorce, it is often said that if there's anything that will provoke public sympathy or misunderstanding, the two should come together and find a way to announce what has happened. So it is not one person's announcement. So even if I'm using an if clause, this is what has happened. Who is Apostle Solomon Odo that he will take the power into his hands to come and write for the press? This childish thing. I want to call it intellectual.
Brofono na adosu dodo.
Kafra. Meta say yankwala game. Ade mi pendi. Onja walienda. Ede dikendi go kawo. Interview people say why that is our guy alone the be. James say
Ninkoda adwene sen o se senior o se but cancer ninkoda adwene sen because o se unpair misinformation say bi obi betu futregu obi eni so Ghana for eni so still ebi oda so wade Charlotte Odro
public sympathy because our name will not say poor how to put that way. That Apostle Solomon Drew, if the letter is anything to write about, Apostle Solomon Drew can give us an evidence and a proof that shows that what they never. Because you never marry by verbal and writing to the press. What is this nonsense? Especially the body of Christ. Can we stop this nonsense? What is it? What is it? Writing to the public. So
okay. Okay, me musa we so because me can say various faces so me musa Ebano Charlotte Odro ankasa ene ni kunu sisi awade jai o mso mejai ebi say nya de foforo and I'm sure say waso of from TV ebia what TV various interviews Bema na ankasa ye oba no nso aye a uma koma wade mu nsem ne ekeka ho eno de na aka ho
unikai utie Charlotte Odro nkomo awadi ene bema na nkomo omadia ba ku tie sa wade na bema ni last time nkomo mu die ene de bisa no ni mayo ma ye bisa nse ejaka na be se no nja Charlotte bisa no si ono power jaye it's not only the effect of divorce
bema no
that one kai. I'll send you the link. Okay. I saw it on TikTok. You see, I just somebody just send you something. Go share that one. Everyone is answer is like, if you say that those years of years I interview. No, so no power is there. Let's go to someone. So yeah, man, yama, whatever. That's what you want to say. On this will be Jawali. Okay. So this one I can't be. In terms of conversation, I don't understand how to advise people. Also, no, now what's someone you know? I told him if you feel crack, now you could have now that's friend. So we had this conversation between the two of them. These are marital issues that are happening, and they have decided to share with us their experiences to encourage others going on or moving on. I don't know how I would deduce from these actions based on this into our didn't. No. Yeah. And in commercial then. And fact to our year. No matter say, I'm moving my Canada for more than 25 years. I keep repeating myself. There is no professional counselor like me who can do counseling on radio or on TV. We should as professionals. There's no court. That is it's on radio. So say okay, I don't come on and fact our giant send the about no come about you dear. No, they na bra bobo yes. Yes, they be a makada. There's nothing called past. It's can be me fa me hon me fa to me ka so bi otu ware me yere. Me so me tie be say, "Oh, wale me da, o din so ma bra about here." It is me me gina me who eye fa to ma say, "So na me ware me na ware o gina." Na ka wo bi ware. Ba ko na me go fa na sa wo kru. Ya kari ni na e bi papa ni ya na aka bon ma ko fa. Ana ye ma fa na papa ba ko pe na ma fa. So obi can ask them the what from and I say they are sharing their life experiences with the people. But we can't deduce. The other part is say I should also blame in a way. They say Apostle do an interview here, Charlotte do an interview here. Maybe you are to the professionals like my type to come into their aid. But this is what a professional counselor like me is to me. The other say we don't force counseling on anybody until you walk to us that you have decided that you want to make an informed decision. So if it was a sign, but you can't deduce from it. Because before you have to cancel and before you have to cancel what was it? It means just a castle so gas our DNA and not trouble our DNA because almost now uncouple with you in the past. Which is or say not started here and so in the past. Charlotte still in common now, they shower in the past. So not most of their conversations were not present. Man, take a technical letter and now you're cutting many in the interview. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I didn't even side no one looking down. I can't collapse. Every question can be asked. But as matured and growing as you are, you know what must be answered and how to answer what. Because most of the times, you need consent of others so you can be able to answer some questions. And look, if I'm a okay. And it was not a conversation between me and Reverend Doctor to do. It can't come on.
Okay.
Because she doesn't know.
Okay. All right. Nia bem say maybe say chat on here. Asemi beto dwa Ghana for our mon so teach you social media so mo chiro ma dwen nia omo kan afa ho ne ne ka ho. I'm some man for twi omo twi Charlotte Drew aboso pa. Say mami I say Juma counseling ya woye. Obroni kan say she didn't walk her own talk. Niama no awaka no omo ehu say eno no ordinante. And wama ebinum kura memfa no say ni nsem bi awaka. Awade ho nsem awaka na tese akwai ko say ebinum kura nka awade no kura omnya nkomehwe mo akonfo. Na akwai say wodi awade nkra bia woni bia na tese wo no unya nipa. Na wo obi kura so na awade no se ne niama si kodi ne ka ho na enne wo se aba beto dwa se wawade ujaya na mujai dia no mu sensem na wo kan no enya no na wo de ye adwuma Ghana for comment so far and semi beto dwa ni omo kan saying and I can wo
the public court of opinion nobody can go debunk the comment association of Ghana but we can educate them sir. They should rather learn, broaden their horizon and their thinking cap. Now, as an other country, they are not so be a young soul. Now, the other can enter soon. Therefore, woman will comment. And can come here, I mean, about Christian Awuri, your car, you lose stock. But the sentiments, I mean, Dr. Charlotte and some of
na etiefo mutie aka Christian Awuri omuni masmo kai. No, you can't say.
O si ba me nimbe pa Ghana match up. It says woman crophobia kana wari born match.
So actress Christian Awuri edis atuju aditujwa. O si Charlotte Drew me pa Ghana for you.
You over Ghana for you.
Aden na osre.
Ade bi abeke. And the public court of opinion. And the opinions are like, I noticed and it is the size of your nose. But the better they can say.
But just only in your dreams, I saw Pagana for your own. And in our stress, Christian, we need some.
I feel like I said, Charlotte in the Pagana for Julia. Or shallow minded. Yeah.
I don't know only Pacunia shallow minded.
Let the Charlotte be catching a year. Yeah, the topic that will not discuss it. Not or the Nabra boy and Faton. You are showing Christ. I have never heard Charlotte saying anywhere that divorce is not good. Go and check her timelines. She encourages you to work on your marriage.
Na baby say on say awade no be ma na bo or ye den crutch na awade no ni na so kan sa asem so.
Okay, say whatever abuse you are facing or wakada on several occasions, don't condone to abuse, but work on yourself. Okay, okay. So whatever they have heard, I think interview, you will have headlines I remember. And so whatever that you have a subject the elephant to come and make your conversation, I wouldn't fault you. But the best statement to say, tell us that you owe anybody in this country an apology. Rather, we owe him big time. If whatever is circulating is true, then we thank God for her life. She has lived under such a bad thing called marriage and has endured for this number of years to produce normal human beings like children for us. Because I know there are children among them. Because only a big interview, or make a statement say, the first job worry here, crowd. Yeah, train crew. Let me crew that sorry they didn't consummate the marriage or train for 50 days after fasting because I'm yet. So she did well to marry a poor man who things are not good for her. And she's gone through this meal to this extent. And so from day one, if there's anything to write to him about the interviewer or granting my people with Santana, my Jamaican say, Ghana fortune abuosu doesn't change the fact. Ghana for entry abuosu doesn't change the fact. Divorce is part of my Makata. Two things you should expect to our dealing: cheating and divorce. And if it happens, that's okay. And before I come social media say, let me say what the Lord has put together. Now, on your show, Markham, and let me say it again. Please, where would you? God has not put anybody's marriage together on this. I repeat, not even mine. God has not put anybody's marriage together. Now here where we are, on this dispensational earth we are. Because my wife here is a civil marriage. And what the law has put together, a judge can put asunder. My marriage was not put together by God. So I'm marrying within the Christian values. And there are no Christian marriages. The key marriages in Ghana is the Mohammedan marriage, the customary marriage, and the civil marriage. There's nothing called Christian marriage. We only have a church wedding or church ceremony where we use a certificate that has been authorized as a valid book from the court or from registered general department. It is about your cafe or software. Please, what the Lord has put together, let no man put asunder. But what man has put together, a judge can put asunder. So if today, Charlotte Odro and Apostle Odro have decided to say the journey has come to an end for them to want to divorce, it is no news. It doesn't add anything to our history. It doesn't change anything. It gives us a museum of knowledge of people like Dr. Charlotte Odro to narrate to us what she has gone through and has still survived. It gives us an opportunity to have a museum like Apostle Odro to tell us as a museum of what he has gone through to marry such a beautiful, eloquent, hard-working, loud woman who has produced children for him. So he's called a father. And today, the marriage is gone. He's lost such a beautiful woman who will still be heard on radio. So public comment, public sentiment, public judgment, it is their right. But none of their statements holds water. Principally.
Mami Musa we fanchacho. Mami Musa we fanchacho. Na me from see ase. Senya osi ka say senya bi so e kan and say we no akwa akoye mu amu hunipa Charlotte Odro ye mu amu hunipa nti mu senya musi e kasa. Enu dey na we kan fa ho.
Na I am so bisa I am there. You know the AD Sagro one pound assembly aba ukure mu ale fa awade empratwe ho. Yutumi ka anyame adom le nya sawako school kakra wonwie no gusuko school e councilor little. Tenet here no sa na ye kan we nya Charlotte Odro asem ye kan. Enti ye come ye kasa apostle doctor but can't say the oil on him and as a preacher has never been touched and I will never touch his oil. But I'm saying say let me pay me number two, our dear, as far as I'm concerned, and now is now way. And that also do every salad to do our year. And come on, you letter be I see a number of him. Intimate level. Say, I must say, I may keep the chair possible do. Come and keep my shadow to do. But I must say, when two of you didn't come on here, and the and yes, you should know, but Senate, some may come. And the other woman, and I want for radio shop to say, what our dear, you're fine saying you. I say me a bank, I want to say, me come, sir. And the other woman say, them man find some call, bad face with our dear, and never cheat. And the other woman say, in some call or bad cheat. And we said in some call bad say, go our dear. Now I'm fine, sir, I'm going, send some premiums and shins and go. Our dear, every other would be a and they all say, they came here by Charlotte to do at least the empo sample Ameya. I'll be honored to speak for this noble woman who has brought sanity in a lot of life situations in terms of a comment on radio and on social media. Not forgetting the power administration of Apostle Odo. The two of them have done well. And so at least when issues come, we will not speak against them. But if you have them say, let away Apostle Odo what they are. The office where they sort of microphone.
Okay.
So we need public knowledge and how to manage situations. Okay. That I am responsible for my comments and my statements. And I stand at where I stand. That when it's wrong, it's wrong. If everybody is doing it. If it's right, it's right.
Okay.
If nobody has attempted doing it. My number is 0277 609. Marco Jinda case 644. Mr. Kuntia Semasia. 0277 609 644. Brack is watching. But as I said, I'm going to and some air possible. Thank you for the recognition. I'm on it.
Medasi Councillor, that's Councillor George Lutrot there. Chief for Enamoti Ninkano. Charlotte to Drew and Sensem. Studio na yan twan komono so e wa hanem sing Charlotte to Drew and komo. Mesa say FMCI bo cause
Believe waba bia na ba pa me ho asem brakwasi.
Yeah. Abranti no twa de mun kan say nyesa na ya unjina baby a otwa me hu ni. Nti pa o kona ha no twa de. Ai.
Me gifting na ya yebo a Johnson ya meti hey. Makase marriage TV so na marriage na mimi njindi. I don't believe in that. Me mfa nye juma because onipa na oti wono no ka che me say na obat na worry asi o kunu ye say nya wona abechem dia menye because wono me nim dia wo wote ho. And I've said this on national television. I feel like obi biara sebio o se wakwa aware mu ana wo relationship mu waje peni awo mu no, you should find a way to solve your problems. Ghana ma any Ghana mema ye na bi wo hono ma we are too quick bibia ni afa phone my friend me suffer na ma report it my friend we na ma report it. You just have to understand that these people are human beings just like you and they go through things like you. Me person me sympathize and I may empathize with Councillor Charlotte. Any nikunu. Senior Councillor can't send me a me depa or see divorce.
Or see omu hiampa but anka say sympathize.
Me say aware na omejai we enye big deal. Dem pai but me bompa me here sika me mo wie me nkobo aware obi wa aware.
This transition sa abre ya omu.
Oh, and I make canon. I sympathize with them. Me nyankopon mo ahoden they should go through this phase. Okay. What am I say? But brakwesi Councillor Charlotte aware no me enye news mame. What divorce enye news enye big deal mame. However, Councillor preaching bebreba o preaching ya Negana for a china boso was how she was preaching to women to endure toxic marriages even when oh yes bebre na sisi na metie bi wa ha sei
toxic marriage
yes
awadia ya
of course and na wukunu ye wo si atena se oba bra ho ase ye say I'm not saying that she's perfect. She forgot that everybody has a tipping point. Obia what tipping point? One of the videos.
Can I say because Mufi say one so no ebia aya odi ebi koso na wadem no because information one say enyo no file for divorce.
Oh,
say
there should be something
and
that was
also,
not working.
I mean, information say why your baby as our DNA be better say but
and that is the problem. So you telling people that and that's not brown
so onye bibi wan so bia no so tran why your baby aba be man no.
She forgot that marriage is not a one-way street. You can decide to say I will fight for my marriage, but if the other party doesn't want the marriage, it won't work.
And so ukun na so no so on transia unko.
Na me pese me che no say.
So no akone kun ana me boa.
No bra kwesi me pese me che say counselor forgot that some of the things that she was saying was her ideologies. It was not necessarily facts that people should operate with in their lives. For instance, if you are telling women that when your husband cheats on you or bad no managing and they want in that, not every woman can endure that. Some women can say that it's not a deal breaker for me. Others too, they cannot sleep. Just say to me. You understand? So sometimes when we are giving out some of these advices now, I was saying no constructively kakra. The whole thing about me warrior tnasie uyoba say that is where Ghana for any mamino echina bosu because waka my ma bebre na fa dia ye adwuma ameno mutimu na wo dia wo si wo dia nya wo jai.
Mesamba Subio. Initial thoughts were honum saying imagine. Kojo, Bremo na menjo also initial comment na ebia bakumi no bio na specifics ni ahwe no so. Mintio.
Ebe tie for media me hu report no e me nwanwa. Esan say dwuma bi wo ha wo di a na asem to a raise questions.
Okay.
Say your marriage counselor. It is about bontin say waduma wo ya wo di siesie nkrofo aware wo kyerɛkyerɛ mo nim de akwan on befa so a ombeti o ma aware about amaware na si.
Tese won't you say tell ni na tade to atete.
Exactly na carpenter ni a akonya ni dem. Aha na obi o yadwuma o bank nso
onisika
na
aya man for sika o
na unuane mamuna na ko se ehia wo aha aya na entiase ense dan ye de enimu sa eno nti ema no ye enwanwa ena obi bubu say yes or your counselor but ono nso betimi agya aware if say odwen ho no say at this point aware yi M1 a obetimi ayede agya but udwumadi a wudie no nti ma o credibility no ebeye questionable kakra because obi hu ne say me kun ana me me gira aware enkoyi nti ma me nko obi a owo hu nimdie na obetimi ayede aboa me na sa nipa ya me ko ne ho ono nso na warrior ena ye twe na abo so nti no ekena bi so obi pese okọ nchen a ebedin ene ebebusa se eden na esi ye a o die wantumi ayeden engina no sa situation wo di bia atu ebi mo pen ana me sure say ebia ne in what most of his sessions no couples bia ba or this situation ebia amonu agya wade ni ebi atu omofo enti omo di tu omofo ebi omofa na eni no saade ebi na ato a amo wagya iti no ase eba ne sen ana say obi so be wusa say ye hwe eye counseling adwen omo kire fa aware ho ade na eye school hu nimdie a makosua na ase nkrofo aware nsensam a asi president esi na mode ehu sua hu no kire nkrofo bara ware de eniama foforo bebre esi ewo relationship mu ade bi ebeto same ewo na ware mu ebi ebe ha no ebi ame na eba midi mu a enhame enti se same de na wo de example de a church be de a different thing a bit was na position e be a counselors no omo ede omo ho gina ebre omo tufu a so omo ye wo se oh eye adwenkyere anase ye so ye nienim fa ade we mo but u position we say o de wo the antidote to a good marriage here. Ebeba say na manfo so be sorry eden etia because aware de media me nware bi de but me say obi bia ni ho wo aware ho aduro say bia ye say aware uye we ya na mema aware gina min obi ni ho esan say uye kristoni a nia wo hwe so eye bible any Christo and Christo to cry by no fa ho Christ ye hwe no oba of aware ho oso evo no simple because onim say e hodene enti say we Christo ni na say o ware a eno so pon so kan it you pon so by e betumi a ebetumi na ho omre nti untimi nse ho so ode fa ba ko bi ono so de fa ho eno nti ye ma ye nya ya Christopher e di aware akie wo se da bi obi abetimi a kire na dwen but adwen kire no enye no na e ma waware no akwa gina
okay
eye di onim e yakwanto ye koni ni onim
okay
ukowura mu wi a
okay
and now be hu ni e de etwementi who entertains the entertainer who cancels the counselor emre bi to say ya why so the counselor
me da say tili bremo na minti onsuna same enya ne ten na me wo ba ku mi nu na bia me ato
enkomo bi mbo me hu say we da me mo ndiem first off I don't think say amount for a problem with her being a counselor with Jawari because I don't think so no your first person or your counselor with Jawari and so for no na or your first person or your so for with Jawari but in summer or can ye ain't na amount for a kase it is a udre say when you na timisima aware jai bad intina etia yonko ho de etia duemu na betia ho de moja wo we de mu ntino moja ne fa ho ko that is why I think the confusion is but baby a ye kasa about letter na abeda abonten ni amanfo na de na papa ne de letter na beto abonten ehun hia say to me ehun hia pass or de beto abonten and I think say her preaching woman in some working na to me at the end of the day this is the only thing that made it son credibility share as a woman of God that said be or can somehow or follow and to me she is not a credible person there's no credibility with this woman because I don't think say it was onto the man to come and tell us Sam aware no eku because papa no onim say enra pa ne ho nsem ba na me hu na asem e me page so ne video ni preaching but this woman I have seen you heard you countless time wo entire brand ejina aware hu efutuo na aware no chitia tenase the woman must be then wo de egu ya wo de ahya hu
is it not the case or no on hu no say aware no I mean because onji aware jai onji ni
it's what she's delusional now at this point she's living in another cause what you feel separate I don't know you can know they are separated and where does she think she live her husband's house
but what I mean only the processes involved they be aware because so go through nipa no when you may be a mufim nti be okay be a modu be my drink
benko
into you are trying baby but wo gidi say bia nyama betimi aye
enye because after the thing came out
o fina o banka kranka
no but after
they were can enye yi na msi nyabo
no na make say after the statement came out on cash because if really oyobia you are against divorce with all of your being that's a bear man put na we say chinchina nchia I am divorcing you no mind you oyobia ona nipa hunu bia na baby kwa what my hu akire ma atuma for say our rejai de wo de no matter how bad it is no wo de oba tenamu enti say bear man put na say me de letter beto wonte e ma wiase nyina hu say oba we me jai na wo na wonja rejai ndi no why don't you also come out to say no I am fighting for what I have. But why you come, which means say at this point in time, what we just read, 3 years near and idea na up to tiapan samne e show na wodia show because you know say it stands against everything you have preached to us. and that is where to me, the credibility ever at stake. But I don't have a problem with letting happen there because to me, I think say if the church any asofu be bra or muti awari egu hu, etimi mayebe hu say it's okay for the church asofu. Etimi jayaware, counselor timi jayaware. I think say a lot of women won't endure toxic marriages for long because they will know say it is part of the process. So for putting me jaya, adena me ekweni pa meto na ye pirate ko. Okay. So I really appreciate the man for taking it onto himself. Or train so mamino after 3 years or kasa no kasaye no who said dabi. There is a certain level of credence I did nipa dia 2 years so let people know say it is okay for the pastor to take divorce. It is okay for a counselor and me more I would have wished say the encomo is not to chastise the woman but to make us know say no matter how a waka in sem na kosino edu dia utimi pie kwasa waren entina homa ninku. That is not the end of it. What you say, I am very, very happy. Anybody that said the man shouldn't have no. Yes, one can't tell any baby are fine. But at this point, if a lot of people know that they don't have to as of be break our because they are afraid to get out. Mema be break our pass our railway last year, but they are still by it. So if they see their pastors coming out to divorce, know that divorce our reno counselors are ometo mafu, they are able to come and say you our reno men and women will not stick in terrible marriages forever and ever. And I'm very glad say I deal with I said any pastor be out our born who be a Jano na sorry who say our reject our
me da say Sammy me mean you
Rakwesi sofupanyi bi ka asem bi kyerem o say na ne godfather one ne yere ko a na omako ne godfather hono na godfather ye twi nanim saa be ma de anyi se wotonsa ebo ba tidako na otwam wo ne godfather area no so okochia no wa mona mane okoye no muma na kunyatena hoho ti papa ne free soro ba no otiem. If you misbehave, I will slap you again. If you misbehave, I will slap you again. Onim say, ne God son nete hono. To obaya na nani be born anim no say, sometimes they will force you to beat them. you see, obia ni wiase okuta ware ki ayede yin aware pa. No one. Enti em ya na em won say, I say, ya manko for ahwodin to me said you move fan chire said ya ware pasity uja unana wa ware be 60 years won mkotie social media counselor and wow asema but me in all the me hu ni say so foduro ni trimodin the enti ameka say krata na odi aba no wo hu say aware na anye di anya mess credibility. I disagree with you. Oh, what can we do? I need problem here. Media salem ni trimu na edin. Ni trimu odin. Che say ade no de akọ mpo. Court nyambu aye. Ensi ye. Ye nim de aware go na ekosie. Ede ne letter. Letter na de ba ye no. Ade ni nyamu wie court nyanye tinton tan wie. Enti what did the letter beto say nyende or sa abosia guma me na aduanim se opese o kire se me nware bi wa me ma onko tu nko fofo me ma onko je maseno me say there
okay no but Sami who say bra
o say la djuma
Sami who can say osofo yi asise ye kan asemi you bear in mind onu so ye nipa enti ebia na onu onim se na ware na ye dey wagya ware ebia opese o movie on opese o chimpa nyabotre opese o movie on wa meka maga na fo anti asia na sa sorry man e wu se meni osofo mami oh nyabotre meni osofo mami njai na afi o kire bi mi ko hu se osofo odro ni oba bi wo ba bia
ade o manen kasa
kame dia ma kasa me say papa no aware ni onu an letter ni kire se aware ni munwie enti mo ma kan kire bia so divorce Oh, me say letter no asem na make me dey me fa no ho because traditional one no cry na me be man fan san call be fie so gugu aware. It's not traditionally right. You ask, you demand say oba no na busuafo de nsan bebrel. Enti clearly be say papa ntrim na edin. Or chese me nu ja or kamema na onu ja aware a no say wo no obese wo kra akodi oto.
We say no say.
O say no nye
be fair.
Enye bi
o say wani na ja.
O say no. O say na juma.
Waboni dimbo.
O say na juma.
Ejuma na wo sebio wo kan se ma eni mu chen because bakwesi anka Councillor Charlotte no Councillor Charlotte could have avoided all this conversation. Let's be fact because Nyabotre after 3 years when the thing has separated, do you realize that she switched her message?
Oh yes.
The message that she was now preaching to people, she switched it, and it's been 3 years. What's your say? So she could have avoided all these
things. Message are now all can now 3 years was a mini message crow, and now mini message crow can also as a son.
Me wo se wonji ni okeka enti omo mu gidi no de omo be follow ma me say sofo oduro nim say aware ni nyangui pe de ode beto ayi no
enti on train 5 years time
enti on China court ema ruling ni nye ansa na ne waka say fine ye court aye say de menini ni ayi bi beti wase ba wudi mrika gidi ya ba ya aba betwe ase adene da so court yenyende
say
enti unsa ware court no utim say etimi judges ni bi o mutimi sheda mam time say munye na munye say bia mu betimi asa aka bom kra mu sheda bia hu bi sada wo enti no edi enti na odi kiki
because one can't try mouth for say mommy way she's not working her talker obekuswa kinka
am so say adwuma o kan a so ntiase
which means say what can some egu ho a what you say
munya abotro na musu muni mema na suban bi nso a wo ma bia na abotre
be mani tu
me say wusu uni bema na suban bi nso a wo ha
ba pedia councillor ka
oba no man
oba hwe councillor sha won say there was a caneno won du kunini said ya no ye councillor sha won say there was a caneno won du kunini said ya no ye tiri and councillor and still be cancel send near one marriage the end the she has experience she has experience. I don't think this will break councillor Charlotte em breaking no
3 years ya ni course ya yenti ya na say me public mami on church and name oguso o church
because
be fair to who
I don't so person move so
move on when the court has not ruled and then okay e dey tin o je be share mu say ye guso a ye wo court
o say
yes
finally no ebegu sa no no pa tro say eye dey ebegu enti o ma mu update
eni na wari eni na huya no letter no dey buy no intentions nya awari eni na hiya no
etu person o chese papa na sheda wa hihye adwuma makansa
was sell adwuma
ba say no say no kra no won say bia potential client ebia unse sisi a counselor need the right
frame of mind
physically, psychologically, spiritually because of face eye ono so ni own way
I
don't know o say ebia o face ebia wa ba about na be hard but
ade mami onam ho waka cho so face ona waka cho face psychological
no so aduma na o ye no
there be waka cho so face
no me pa say as a married counselor no na say wo face the same issue you as a doctor yare sa
as a woman feeling some
yare ni bi abo
and I think she's dealt with that phase
and I say onam ho ewu bibi sa wonu
Barbara Kwesi the truth of the matter
3 years ago this woman is not going through heartbreak
yes she's gone past that 3 years ago
when we healing I was sending message papa no that as a possible blow cover no
yes because it was ya to so wa share that so person send
hold on whether was or not I agree say was okay because this woman You have to say she has gone through the heartbreak and then has.
But they don't say the papa and so breaking no. And some man a human say. I feel never man I am more popular.
At least now we all know the food.
And I feel never man a good message.
No, but about 3 years ago we started that. But at least now we know what we are buying.
First no Tiana.
But the woman now knows that okay, this is coming from somebody who has been to a failed marriage or is going to a failed marriage. But you don't purport to be the emblem of the failed marriage and come and tell us.
Our really go through process. My divorce no a go through process and process ni nyansi enti obia o se ma me ne de ahye ne ho de ahye ne ho no o de ahye ne ho sa de
day, but then I don't know. It's never true. I be come any day, and I have this world, you know, and this African part, you know. When you day, so one day, it's never true. Not many a day, and many gususu a day. It's never true, but we didn't have understanding. And yes, but there was not understanding in the beginning. And yes, I say you.
Now I know. Say at this point you are saying.
But it's birthday, but then I don't know. It's never
Peace FM. Right, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Frozen.
I don't Kofi.
Into Kofi.
Now the cousin where Ghana the NTSU. Omu che number omu invest wo nyembre. Omu invest ba nyembra we country invest. Aware idea obi eni so na ga ni just start of it. Now I say it go shadi bi. Omu che number omu we omu invest na nyembre.
I know here thing. Okay. 22 57900 22 57901. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Maune so kaka.
Hello, Coco.
Yeah.
I'm Sacha Edison.
Boko udin.
Me say on you I just phone na.
Ya Josu. Ada wo she tokro bim na ni aga sarana.
Pacho ai. I don't know what to say.
Nyame ado, we dey enti we.
Your friend is a question. Enye Sharoton kwana aberi ase wa bombusu. Senya na kano, same kano. Papa na kasa na mitwe mo ye nchin. Ena eye etwoma na ka wo a wonne no ayi tima. Adidi ada asori. No se bibi sampa ba. We ya dia. Wo fa ho se pen paper set up you se wo tapi wo won sanu. E dia betu jasa man sign na anti. Say you assembling to a court. Yes, mammy no what cancel a binomo ama abia a binma region. Ama abia will be a niana only left and right when who say our baby. And here, dear pan a gun of 4 years among 4 person. Quasi, Mila will say, or so will be dear, a ball can, and so Sandy panel, and there were no so much comments on whom a dimami at them. It is all your cancer, and I say, Bibia, in Genesis Okasa. Mammy no, and you know what being an also with you. And you won't know. Ben Manana, I then, or no, I call Bisa Warrior, and I say, I worry Jaya, and I say, Bisa. It's in the proud show, Ghana 4 years, Remo, Mama, men home tono.
Okay. Okay. All right. Medasi. Yanfani, what you are saying? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Udi.
Kofi Amwako.
Kofi and you.
Rawasi.
Yeah.
Necessarily, me dey intina must see me OP counseling because our institution be nipa different me no need nipa different me obedient me ko you obedient because me can say me ni ma me bi atena mmere bi because you say otam about the bono as nani age but you say you know odi to me for some me fa me say kana ma counseling na ma me say counseling amwa
yes, yeah, that's it. Wait, my friend, I drink share the way. Come on, Nina, Reverend Charlotte Drew, and any I don't know how to say. Apostle Solomon Odru. Hello. You're from saying?
You're from Ofori.
Ofori into it.
The American is in fact, Mira Hopa. Now, unfortunately, yani mu be free say our resem when 2430 say Makaba. Otu anymore no to actually. One more Charlotte. Ewo aboso no mesre. Eya want to obo. And I want to say osofo no wanye ni yeso de krata betu dwa no. Omonso omunya botre kakra. De bia wonim de omumu bia afam. Sebeka won bibi mu a yenka won Bible. Medase.
Yes, yeah, that's see. Wait me a friend now, so do I drink share their bar 0302257900 0302257901. Ewie yeah, Ahman Entertainment Review here. If I was saying
at the papa bia men hands and for na all dino. Name at the papa na all yano. And no woman na he. Opana udi tu anamoa won eda boa. Na men ka se bia sebio bia or Nisuban na brabo ye or kanyame asama kire minti because of that inti minti nyame asama no we yes I won why mistake. Esa sa wo fa asama na wo de ye adwuma yankopon emisa wo say na de ntina oni person sebio na brabo enye na o2 for na why den wa fa futuo no wo fa de ye adwuma wo na nkasa na ebe boa wa brabo enti no me hu ne say enya abibia ebetumi ana wo se maame no ma ehye no so say adwuma na oye no ebe kamene down kra na mum e was as kra na oyere no hoye adwuma no that's
yes, yeah, that's see. Yan fan you do on so so agent share yeah enkomo a ye di ewie wodi
med akwasi med nana ya free
okay nana into you
me de me asomo American ko that lady is very strong and she's not the very first person at Sebi. All this is happening. She should be stronger out of this. Almost what Obi cross her ordinary relation as someone American.
Media